What's going on, everybody? Plymouth Jones here from ScrewUp TV, and this is What's Happening.
You should harmonize.
There you go.
What's happening?
What's happening?
We'll do that next time.
Next time, all right. Okay. Hey guys. How you guys doing? Welcome to What's Happening, guys. How you doing? It is, what's today? Tuesday, guys. It is Tuesday, guys. Welcome to What's Happening, our daily show where we bring you guys what's happening in the world of entertainment today. As you see, we have a panelist here today. Who do we have here?
I couldn't think of any name fast enough. I'm Alex.
He is Alex. That's right, Alex. All right, we are the duo on What's Happening today. We're giving you guys the news. How was your Monday, man?
Shit. It was shit.
Yeah.
I was sick, so it was just bad. I've been just like sleeping straight up for like 16 hours. One time I slept Monday last week. I slept for 24 hours because I was so sick.
Oh man, jeez.
But I'm better now.
No bueno. Well, yeah, get better, man. Get better. We don't, guys. If you're out there and you're feeling sick, take some emergency. All right, do something. Get better.
Zinc, actually,
or zinc.
If you can catch it early, zinc has only just been shown to help a little bit.
Yep. I need some zinc vitamins, zinc supplements, guys. We have a little bit of news for you guys today, as we usually do. First of all, Benioff and Weiss. Okay, got a lot of things to do with those guys. First of all, they were under fire a few days ago because of their comments about how they said that the first season, the pilot of Game of Thrones, when they were making it, they were brand new. It was kind of like film school to them. They were learning as they went, and the fans lit them up. They took that and they just used it out as fire. Like, this is why the last season sucked, because you in season 1 didn't know what you're doing. That's why in season 8. Your show sucked. Does that make much sense to you, man?
I don't think so. Normally I like shitting on people for no reason, but this one seems like it's a little too much. There's just no logical connection there.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a reach.
Because it was like a critic and fan darling for 7 seasons. I guess the 6th season and the 7th season was like, most people liked it.
Yeah.
But just because the last season sucked, that doesn't mean that they weren't experienced enough. You like the first 7.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's an easy way for it's easy for the fans to find anything that can help support the argument, and it's one of those things. Man, I feel bad for those guys. I mean, they most people won't remember this 5 or 6 great seasons that they had of Game of Thrones. They'll just remember the ones that they didn't like. I'm easy, guys. I loved every single season. Every single season of Game of Thrones. There was one season in the middle that was kind of boring where nothing happened. But the last season was awesome. IMHO. All right. But you can... So this kind of bleeds into the next part of the story where Benioff and Weiss have also, as of today or last night, depending on where you are, they have officially dropped out of the Star Wars Trilogy. They were making a Star Wars Trilogy, and now they are not. What are your thoughts on that, man?
So good. Okay, so that's bad because that means that the chances of the Rian Johnson trilogy happening, I think, would go up.
No, I think that's done too.
So they're just not going to do movies.
I guess not. I'm not sure. So yeah, a few weeks ago, I think they kind of because Rian Johnson had some quotes a while ago saying, it's all but dead. Pretty much saying like, I have other things I'm working on, but if they get to that, that'd be great. Pretty much kind of playing a little bit of a lip service there.
He is trying to play a game, though.
Yeah.
He's trying to put the ball in their court and make them have to comment on it and come forward with some sort of facts.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's going to be one of those. I mean, their facts are usually just creative differences or scheduling issues, which is what Benioff and Weiss, I think, are saying is scheduling issues.
I'm thinking, okay, I don't want to start gossip or anything, and I know that this show is influential in the entertainment biz, but I think there might be something going on with the administration there. Maybe it's Kathleen Kennedy. Maybe it's not.
At Lucasfilm or Disney?
Lucasfilm. Because let's look at who has been axed. Obviously, Christopher not Lord. Which one? So, one of them's Christopher Lloyd, I think, is the guy that played Doc.
Yes.
And Christopher Lord is the guy that was part of, and maybe Miller.
Okay, Lord and Miller, yeah.
Well, yeah, Lord and Miller. They got axed from Solo. Now, from what I heard, it was a shit show, and so they probably should have gotten axed. There was a bunch of ad-libbing and stuff done.
People were saying it was like an Ace Ventura movie.
Yeah, and it was going way over, and so I understand them getting fired, but then you got Colin Trevorrow or whatever getting axed from episode 9. It seems like that was because he didn't like what was done in episode 8. And then you've got her, or not, we don't have any evidence that she had anything to do with this, but these two leave, and then now Rian Johnson's leaving again. It just seems like so many people who have something to do with this are just like backing off.
Well,
it's weird.
I think the main thing is, I think what happened is they made the purchase of Lucasfilm, got really excited, and had no plan, and it's showing in spades now.
Well, the problem is they said they had no plan, but they also had a big old stack of papers handed to them by Georgie saying, here's a little idea of what I had in mind, and they said, oh, thanks, guy that invented Star Wars, and threw it away.
But, and so you also have to remember kind of like, so what the climate was, I feel like back when the big deal was happened, at that point, George Lucas was, we saw the prequels. You know what I mean?
I guess, but he ended on a high note. And most people, if you can end on a high note, people
I don't know how well.
Revenge of the Sith was certified fresh, and most of the people, the fans, liked it as well.
It was,
Most people, my age, will say, well, actually, not my age. You gotta go older, because my age loved the prequels. You go older than that, and people would be like, oh, Attack of the Clones was cringy. Phantom Menace had its issues, but Revenge of the Sith was good. That's what I hear.
Yeah, Revenge of the Sith is the best one of the trilogy.
And
I'll say that.
He ended on a high note, which makes me think
But I mean,
7 years later, you think that taste was still there?
So it was 7 years of people making fun of the trilogies. You know what I mean? Making fun of Jar Jar Binks for 7 years. So like to me, because I just watched the trilogies probably again last year for the first time in about a decade. And I'm like, these aren't as bad as I remember them.
No, they're not.
Really. But like I remember we had 10 solid years of people just making them seem like they were horrible.
See, what's sad is that the meme culture surrounding the prequels, and if you go online, there is a dearth, I think that's the right word, of beautiful, priceless prequel memes. It's on Instagram, it's on Reddit, there's Facebook groups, there's so much golden content. And it just came too late. It hit its peak around, I guess, 2015, 2016. I mean, it's still going strong, but it came way too late. They had already scrapped all the plans before the fan movement started coming.
That's all right.
In favor of them.
But Star Wars fandom has been pretty toxic as of late, since The Last Jedi.
Okay, what do you mean by toxic? Let's define that. Do you mean it's a lot of distaste towards the franchise?
Yeah, I feel like most comments about for Star Wars is mostly people arguing or
because a lot of people
ways to bash on
are using the phrase toxic for that. I think it was 1.5% of people who were just logging on to Instagram to throw racial slurs at the actress Marie Trang.
Yeah, no, that's something. That's I don't think that's most fans. I think that's just
pissed off at how they made it seem. A lot of people in the media made it seem like that was most fans.
Yeah, there's a loud minority, but I feel like that's part of the reason why Benioff and Weiss aren't doing the trilogy. I feel like they don't want to get killed and crucified again by fans like they were with Game of Thrones.
They're both relatively young, right? Maybe 40s.
And
if you can make movies till you're 70, right?
Yeah.
So they're not old. They're not, only killing what they eat at this point. They could probably retire now and if they're smart, survive. But they still want to be able to work.
Yep.
And after the Game of Thrones thing, there's a bad taste. I guess if they fuck up this trilogy or, it starts out bad and then they just pull it, then that would be disastrous for their careers and they can't recover from that.
And plus, you got to think, these guys just got done shooting 8 seasons of game, a decade worth of Game of Thrones.
They're tuckered out.
To sign on to another trilogy would be insane, especially if the first movie was awful, according to fans, and they still had to do those other two.
All they have to do is just go Old Republic, paint by the numbers.
What if they went Old Republic and pissed everybody off?
If they follow the rules, if they paint by numbers and do just the general outline of what was already there in the EU and just bring it to life, I don't think people will be that upset because that's what they've been pushing for this whole time. The fans in general, they were like, we read these books. Some of them read them since the Return of the Jedi came out, and they'd been reading them all the way up until the Disney flushed the EU down the toilet, and so they were accustomed to these stories.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. I grew up reading comic books my whole life. I go to comic book movies expecting a completely different universe, something that's not barely linked to the comics, you know, because otherwise, if you think it's going to stay 1,000% true to the source material, then you should probably just stick to the source material so you don't get depressed or let down.
I would say that's true, but another thing you have to keep in mind is that when it comes to the comics, at least in the MCU, that is a separate dimension in their multiverse.
Yeah.
And they've made that pretty clear. I don't know what dimension. I think it's like 19999. In Far From Home, they called it Earth 616, which is not true. That's the comic book one.
Yeah.
That's like Amazing Spider-Man and Avengers and whatnot. But also, spoiler alert, the Mysterio was talking out of his asshole when he said that, so it doesn't count.
Yeah.
But I guess it might be a little different than Star Wars. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, if they stick in the framework, like, they can do a couple twists that we don't see coming.
Yep.
Something that I think is just, you know, a really perfect, like, gotcha or something.
Yeah.
And the MCU's done that pretty well. And I think even Star Wars can do something like that pretty well.
I think so. Well, sticking with our Star Wars theme, let's go ahead and let's talk about the Mandalorian trailer. Yes, the Mandalorian trailer. Mandalorian has just dropped their second trailer. It comes out November 12th, and man, it looks awesome. Alex, you just saw the trailer. What were your first thoughts?
I think it looks dope. I really wanted to see something like this for a long time. I love the fact that the production quality is so damn high.
Yeah.
I was worried about it because I didn't want it to look hokey, and I really wanted them to stay away from. I'm a huge fan of CGI, and I think there are a lot of people shit on it without really knowing what it entails. But I'm glad that they stayed away from a lot of the blue screen and green screen we saw in the prequels. People just don't like bad
CGI. That's all.
Yeah, and I think they also don't notice what is and isn't CGI, because everyone always talks about Mad Max Fury Road and how beautiful it is, because there's like, oh, look, no CGI, it's all real. But if you actually look at the behind the scenes, there's a buku of CGI in that movie. But I was glad to see that it seemed like a lot of the locations were modeled, and a lot the costuming is just perfect. They're gonna win an Emmy. Costuming.
I mean, Disney Plus is going all out with their streaming their original content. You know, I mean, they have the bank account to do that.
Oh yeah. Also, you know, Jon Favreau, I love him. I trust and believe in his vision, and the fact that he approached them with the idea, and that's his passion. I totally buy into that. I trust if someone's got talent and passion, I'm hopping aboard on that train.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, this to me looked like, I mean, it looked right up my alley. I was a big fan of Rogue One. You know, big fan of Rogue One.
It was a little slow at first for me, but. Okay, sorry, I don't want to interrupt your thought.
No. Yeah, so I was a big fan, mainly because I just like exploring the rest of the universe.
I did like that aspect.
I love the Skywalker. That's cool. I love the Force, and I love the lightsabers and all that cool stuff. But there's more out there. It's a lot of interesting stories. You know, I've heard this one picture thrown around a lot of the time. Like, imagine like a mafia movie starring like Jabba the Hutt as a crime
sign
boss.
me up.
Yeah,
that would be amazing.
That'd be great. So I love that they're taking these different corners. They're using. It's the first live action Star Wars show ever, and so they're using that to expand the universe.
If you don't count the Christmas special.
No. Nobody counts the Christmas special.
I will say I liked seeing the rebellion in Rogue One more, like because in A New Hope it was mostly focused on our core crew, and we couldn't see the ins and outs of the rebellion. And you can kind of see the rebellion doesn't quite have its shit together in Rogue One, which is nice to see, because they're kind of a ragtag bunch of people who all sincerely believe in something and they accomplish their goals. My biggest gripe with Rogue One was just that the protagonist didn't seem to have agency for the first part of the movie. She seemed to just go places because people took her there. There wasn't a lot of decision, whereas if you look at like Force Awakens, everything that happened, Rey was making decisions, whether it made sense or not. She had the agency for where the story was going.
I gotta watch Rogue One again.
It's still a good movie, don't get me wrong, and it looked beautiful.
And the Darth Vader cameo is the best thing in cinematic. Might be the best Vader moment ever.
That was breathtaking. Did you notice in one of the scenes he catches a bullet in his hand, holds it, slices a guy in half, and then shoots the bullet back out of his hand?
Yeah, no, that whole ass
that in quarter speed.
Yeah, no, he that whole ass. I mean, we can talk about it all day. I'm a huge fan. November 12th is when The Mandalorian comes for the new Disney Plus series, so that's super exciting. So another show that's coming out that might not have the same budget as Mandalorian, Superman and Lois. That's right. Superman and Lois will be on the Arrowverse. It's a new show in the Arrowverse starring Superman and his girlfriend Lois. This is not to be confused with the old 90s show Lois and Clark, The Adventures, or The New Adventures of Superman, which I loved. This, on the other hand, I probably won't be watching.
It seems like, first off, I think the guy they got for Superman, if they're still using the guy from the Arrowverse, doesn't seem leading man type enough. I don't know if he has enough charisma to carry a show. And it's not Lois and Superman, it's Superman and Lois, so he has to carry the show, at least, do his 50%. I don't know if he's got it in him. Also, the Arrowverse is cringy as hell. I don't like just declaring things cringy, but it's very cringy. They tend to preach a lot, and that's turning people off to the show. I'm pretty sure the ratings have been dropping year after year because of that, and they're trying to get more people in by adding more shows. But they need to stop being all preachy and weird.
I don't. I mean, I don't watch those shows. I just don't. To me, they do have
Greg Berlanti.
It's just not my it's not my avenue. Kind of like how This Is Us looks like a really good show. I watched it a few times, but it's just not for me.
Who's the lead actor in This Is Us?
I don't know.
Oh come on!
Oh no!
What's his name?
It's the guy from Heroes.
Yeah, what's his? No, well I don't know.
Milo. Is he the lead?
No, crap.
Oh, no.
He was in Black Panther. He was Killmonger's dad. Why can't I get his name?
Sterling.
Sterling. Yes.
Yeah.
I love him, but I'd rather see him in something that's not that. And so I'm gonna keep watching his career with the laser focus. Apparently, I can't remember his name, but whatever. But I'm probably gonna miss This Is Us, just like you said.
Well, no. This. The whole thing is, you mentioned earlier, Superman, they're using that same Superman that's already in Arrowverse, who's already been jobbed out into Supergirl.
Supergirl punched him and knocked him out. That's what world... Who did this? Who thought this was okay?
It's not a good idea.
You know how someone was not thinking with an organ that's not his or her brain. You could tell when someone's thinking with a different organ, thinking with your heart, thinking with your nutsack. Yeah. Something was happening along those lines to cause that to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those dumb decisions where they're like, let's make Supergirl look cooler, but there's a way to make Supergirl look good by not making Superman look like a jobber, like a loser, and like a geek.
I mean, she doesn't even have to win. She just has to be able to put up a big fight. And go more than just the surface level. Look how strong she is. Have her fight to the point where you think she's going to die, and just keep going to show how she's a hero that'll make a sacrifice.
So many other ways, so many better ways to do it. Superman and Lois looks to be another fledgling attempt to keep their Arrowverse going, but what they're doing is they're adding more homework for the people who try to keep up with everything.
I can't do that.
And I don't even try. My wife
did one season of Flash.
How was
I enjoyed it. Season 2 kind of went off the rails, and I just sort of lost interest. My brother did too.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that started off with season 1 of Flash and then slowly
Season 1 of Flash was huge when it came out.
The cast was very charismatic.
Yeah.
I liked all of the cast members. It's just that it just kind of got
formulaic.
Formulaic.
Yeah.
It was weird because it got formulaic, but it also got more detached somehow. I don't know. It was odd.
I feel like I would watch the odd episode every now and then, and I would just notice there's another bad guy who was super speed.
Yeah, it's just everyone's fast.
Yeah.
Every fucking person in that universe is fast. All 7.5 billion people on that planet are fast.
Makes nobody special. Makes nobody special, guys. If everybody's super, then nobody's super.
Yeah, exactly.
Incredibles.
That Incredibles taught me that. I don't know why they couldn't learn it. Also, Supergirl has an episode. I'm not going to go into it a lot.
You watch Supergirl?
No. I've watched the one episode where it's a gun control episode where they propagandize it by having the police force that she works with disarm themselves because they say they're the good guys, and good guys don't use guns.
This is comic books, guys.
That happened.
This is... whatever.
I'm saying I'm feeling cringing inside my body.
You leave.
I don't want that to be true.
So there's a way to do it. Stan Lee was a monster at this. The X-Men. alone. Just it's not on the nose. It doesn't speak to any specific thing. It just speaks to everybody has their own special, like everybody's special. Be who you are. Treat people like the way you want to be treated. It showed the uglies of man and showed the other side. What you just described just sounds preachy.
Yeah.
And after school special.
I mean, yeah, definitely after school especially. Marvel, MCU did it much better with Captain America, Civil War, and Winter Soldier. Flip those around. Winter Soldier and then Civil War. Both of those handled things in a way like that were meaningful, but also not preachy. And you gotta have some fucking nuance.
Yeah.
You have to put forth an idea with the allowance that it might not necessarily be right, and make it seem like there's some discussion on it instead of just preaching like you're literally in church.
I'm not a big fan. Not a big fan of that, and I now definitely probably won't be watching any of these shows. But I'm sure there is a dwindling, waning fan base of loyals.
And if people enjoy it, I love them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like what you like. I like The Last Jedi. All right. There you go.
Not that. Don't do that. Scratch that. I'm taking it back. Just hate from here on out.
All right. Rachel Weisz is playing Elizabeth Taylor. I know her from The Mummy, and that's about it. This isn't. I mean, it's a biopic movie. Elizabeth Taylor is a huge standard in the acting world. She was in what is it? Breakfast at Tiffany's. What was that she in?
No, that's
the other one. Hepburn.
Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Taylor was, I think, before that, right?
She won.
She British. She from across the pond. Oh my God, no.
Yeah, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? There we go.
I've never seen it.
Oh, okay. Well,
sorry.
Huge icon here in the acting community. She just passed not too long ago.
2011, if my memory serves me correct.
I think you just read that right there. 2011.
I read it from the inside of my
All right. Well, yeah, that's awesome. I haven't seen Rachel in much since The Mummy.
She's been working this whole time.
I'm sure she has.
Ever since
for this role.
Yeah.
Yeah, was Elizabeth who was the one who was Cleopatra?
That was her. That was her.
Oh.
Yeah, she's.
Oh, there you go. So there's a little,
there's connection.
The Mummy and the Cleopatra. There you go, right there. It's a little bit of reach.
Wait, Cleopatra, was that the Middle Kingdom or was that the Late Kingdom?
I'm not. Oh, there you go. Yeah,
that was the Late Kingdom. Did they still mummify themselves?
I don't know. Do you know that Cleopatra is born closer to the invention of the iPhone than she is to the invention of the pyramid?
Yes. People don't realize how old the early kingdom is. There were still woolly mammoths on Earth when the early kingdom was around. Yeah. Egypt is so vast with its history.
Okay. Next up, Netflix. Judd Apatow is mad at Netflix because Netflix is playing with the speeds of films. That's right. There's screenshots online of people being able to watch movies at half speed or twice speed or 1.5 speed. Should Netflix be allowed to do this to films on Netflix, or should the filmmakers revolt and start a mutiny? What should we do?
I think that if Netflix just says that that's what they're going to be doing, and then lets, I guess, the filmmakers, if you make your movie with a studio, you're not going to have too much control over, I guess, unless you're Judd Apatow's level. So I guess, it's just up to the studio to decide what it wants to do with Netflix. I mean, I don't see the real upset over it. Like, unless you're trying to hide something or you don't want people to fast forward through your movies.
Yeah, I mean, I think so.
There's got to be a plugin that would do that anyhow already.
Well, I guess. So for me personally, I'm weird. I don't understand. I don't even watch YouTube videos on fast. I don't get it.
I do.
I don't. To me, I just don't understand the concept of watching a full film slow or fast.
That doesn't make sense. I just know that with like a 12-minute YouTube video, ADHD kicks in around 8 minutes in. Double speed it, and I finish, quicker.
Yeah, I mean, so I would be a little annoyed if I saw somebody watching my movie and it was just like super slow mo, and I was like, why are you watching that? Like, but I mean,
it's for the memes. They're trying to get a slow mo gif of you for reaction.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. They did say that they were testing this out and it wasn't permanent. So if they get enough backlash, I'm sure they'll cut it.
Seems like a whole lot of something over nothing, but I don't know. I don't see like what the harm could come of it. It's not like Netflix is letting people download their movies, and then share them online.
They should do that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Netflix. Please go for it.
Yeah, it's not letting them like re-edit them to put their faces inside the movies.
Yeah,
it just seems like fast forward, slow motion, all that stuff is a relatively small issue. I don't know. Judd Apatow, look, he's not making. Is he making a movie right now? He's either making a movie and trying to get in the spotlight to get people to think about it, or he's not making a movie and he's trying to get into the spotlight so people don't forget about him.
Yeah, I don't think he's making.
People crave fame. I know that.
Do you crave fame?
No, I want a quiet life.
Yeah,
with my wife and 3 kids.
Staten Island,
Fido,
Gary Goldman, Zen Diaries. Okay,
Mittens the cat.
Nothing really.
Nothing.
Lastly, to end on a sour note, Robert Evans passed away. Robert Evans passed away. Produced films like Chinatown, Godfather 1, and Godfather Part 2. Lived a full life and had an amazing career. Super influential in Hollywood. And thanks to him, I'm sure some of those films are what we have now. And they left a mark in the industry. You have anything to say about Mr. Evans?
I do not know who that is, but some of those are in the Library of Congress, so he will be commemorated for as long as this country stays afloat.
Yep.
But after it falls apart, I think whoever raids us might either burn it down like the fucking Brits did to the goddamn Capitol back in 1812.
Are you still mad about that?
I'm still actually okay. I have a friend from England, and I told him I was still angry about that, and he apologized, and so I'm starting to get over it.
All right.
I'm starting to get over it because he's a nice bloke.
Which friend's name?
Nice chap. His name is James.
So England, you can thank James.
James is healing our broken nations. Before too long, we'll be back to where we were before.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice to be commemorated forever.
Yeah, no, all right. So shout out to you, Robert Evans. Hey guys, well, that is our show, guys. Had a nice conversation here with Mr. Alex. Yeah, had some good talks. Alex, where can the good people find you?
You can find me at Mean Bean Productions. That's it. We're everywhere. MySpace, YouTube, Google Plus, Vimeo. We're on all of. I think we are on MySpace. Oh. I went through and I made accounts on everything, so no matter what, they'll find us. Tumblr.
All right, guys. And you guys can find me at Plymouth Jones at ScrewUp TV, guys. That's all we have for you guys today, guys. Write down in the comments, guys, what did you think about our topics? Doesn't matter what we think. What did you think? Make sure you guys click that bell so you get notified whenever we drop new content. Subscribe to our channel. And until next time, we are out of here. All right.
Nice.
Good stuff, sir. Hey guys, Plymouth Jones here. Thanks for watching our stuff. Thanks for watching our channel. Make sure you follow us on all of our social medias at ScrewUp TV. Make sure you follow our YouTube channel and you click the notification bell. Make sure you click that so you get notified whenever we drop a new web series or sketch or anything, really, anything. And make sure you follow us on Patreon. Patreon.com/ScrewUp TV, where you can help support us and make us grow. Screw up!